Which of the following answers refer to connection-oriented protocols? Previous video, we talked about connectionless. We've talked about UDP, User Datagram Protocol, and TCP, which is Transmission Control Protocol. So with that in mind, let's go on with this question. So which of the following answers refers to connection-oriented protocols? Option or opposite of connectionless, obviously, but we're going to select two answers here. So let's go over the connectionless ones first. I know TFTP, which is Trivial File Transfer Protocol, is connectionless. Think about it as trivial, simple, right? So it doesn't have to be some complex file. It has a light overhead, and it's typically a file transfer protocol for booting devices on a network or transferring configuration files, simple stuff, lightweight things. So it doesn't need TCP. And then UDP, we have UDP itself, User Datagram Protocol. We know User Datagram Protocol, it's fast, right? It's very quick, but you have to transfer lightweight packages. Some packets might get lost, which means it's not very reliable, and it establishes on connectionless, meaning that when you are using UDP to communicate, if you're right here, you have another device right here, you're sending things, right? And back and forth. Some packets might get lost. That's just something you have to deal with UDP. But what makes it so fast is that there's no handshake that connection-oriented protocols do. It just basically sends stuff, and you hope it'll arrive. Kind of like when you drop off a postcard at the post office, you have no way of knowing where it goes to. You have no way of ensuring it will get to the destination. You just hope it does, right? So that is what makes UDP so fast. But we don't establish this connection between you and someone else, right? So it is a connectionless protocol. And then we have DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. And DHCP is basically, let's say you have a LAN, right? And you have different devices on this LAN. Well, when you add another device, DHCP is responsible for automatically giving that device an IP address. It's automatic. It happens, boom, right there. Okay, so that is also a form of UDP, which we know is connectionless, so it is not a connection-oriented protocol. So the two connection-oriented protocols are SSH, and HTTPS. Let's talk about SSH, or Secure Shell. This is when you're basically remoting into another computer that can be on the same network or a different network, but you need to establish a connection between clients and a server. So this connection needs to be secure, right? Hence the secure shell. And it ensures the data being delivered is correct without any errors, and it is secure. So secure shell, which is you remoting into another computer through like a command prompt, command window, it needs to be secure. It uses TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, which is a connection-oriented protocol. So that will be one of our answers. Then we have HTTPS, which is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secured. And the secured is going to use SSL or TLS, and that's Secure Socket Layer or Transport Layer Security. And this makes sure that HTTP is encrypted both ways. There's just regular HTTP without the S, and it's just unencrypted, right? It's web browsing or web-based communication that's unencrypted. So the S stands for secure, and it encrypts the communication, and both HTTP and HTTPS rely on TCP for the reliable connection from you typing in something to it pulling it from the server and displaying it for you. So that's why SSH and HTTPS are going to be connection-oriented protocols that communicate over TCP versus DHCP and TFTP communicating over UDP.